We are not rare. But before you leave, you will perceive the lore will be unlocked. You might be stalked by a Sasquatch or a ghost witch, possibly even a ghost that will boast about knowing the Ohio Grassman or even the Michigan Dogman. Werewolves hunt, poltergeists are up front, but in these backwoods folklore is unlocked.
Welcome back to Folklore Unlocked. I'm Austin, and like always, I'm joined by Ethan.
Yep, hello again, everyone.
And this week, we are finally taking a look at the Bermuda Triangle, which me and Ethan were discussing earlier before we were recording. And we're kind of shocked it's taken us so long to actually get to covering the Bermuda Triangle since it is a popular urban legend, conspiracy theory, strange thing. And the description of the triangle is that it's a loosely defined area of ocean between Florida, Puerto Rico, and you guessed it, Bermuda. And it's connected to disappearances of ships and aircraft along with the crews on said ships and aircraft. And here on the bottom right, we've got a picture of what the triangle supposedly looks like.
Okay, and then we have a few different, instances of ships going missing in the Bermuda Triangle. So the first one we're going to look at is the HMS Atlanta, which is an English training ship that set sail from the Royal Naval Docks, Bermuda, on January 31st of 1880. And it planned to reach Falmouth, England, and it was presumed to have sank after sailing through a powerful storm.
Again, presumed, and as you can tell, it never reached Falmouth since it is presumed to have sank. And one of the most famous disappearances was the USS Cyclops, which was a United States collier or coal ship that was carrying a load of manganese ore. And a big part of what could have led to the disappearance of the USS Cyclops was that one of its engines was out of service. And it went missing sometime after March 4th, 1918, after leaving Barbados. And with its 306 crew members going missing, it's the largest loss of life in U.S. Navy history that is not tied to combat.
Then we have a plane that was gone missing, so Flight 19. So it was a training flight of 5 TBM average Avenger torpedo bombers. And it disappeared on December 5th of 1945. And the plan was to go due east from Fort Lauderdale, Florida for 141 miles, north 73 miles, and then back a 140-mile stretch, but it never returned. A PBM Mariner with 13 crew members also disappeared while searching for the missing flights.
Yeah, this is probably the most famous instance of a disappearance or disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle. And then onto the Douglas DC-3. It's number, I'm guessing tail number, was NC 16002, and it disappeared on December 28, 1948. And it was a flight from San Juan, Puerto Rico to Miami, Florida. And like all the other disappearances we've looked at, no trace of the plane or the 32 people on board were ever found.
So there are some natural explanations that aren't as much supernatural, like some people talk about the Bermuda Triangle. So, first one being compass variation. So, compasses, if there's any magnetic interference or anything else magnetic, it can mess with the compass, leading it to maybe lead them off course. There is the Gulf Stream, which is a very strong surface current that goes through the Gulf. There is, of course, human error. About anything can happen when you're out in the middle of the sea, I guess. Weather, hurricanes, tropical storms, just storms in general. And then methane, which is something I didn't ever think of. I don't think ever anyone thinks of. But there are methane hydrates that are like in the crust of the earth. And sometimes if, like, I guess it gets messed with, it will lead to air bubbles or methane bubbles going to the surface. And the best way I can explain it is that it messes with the water so that the density changes. And just imagine it's kind of like quicksand, I guess. That's the best way I can think of it, like quicksand on the water.
And then we've got some other worldly slash paranormal slash possibly advanced human explanations. And one of the explanations is technology from Atlantis. So we finally got an Atlantean mention in one of our episodes. And then another, though more common on this show, explanation is, I'm not saying it's Slim, but I'm saying it might be aliens.
I like the Atlantis one. I like that one. But what if the people from Atlantis are aliens?
Ha ha ha.
Combine those two there. No.
But on to our thoughts, I do think the disappearances are strange. I do think that logical explanations like storms and or human error are likely the most most likely to be the actual causes of why the disappearances happen. Though I don't know why no trace of any of these disappearances have never been found, though.
I mean, the ocean's a big place, and I mean, if like the planes or ships sank or whatever, there's a lot of ocean like seafloor to check. So, but me, after watching a lot of cartoons and them like mentioning the Bermuda Triangle, having episodes about how like, oh, supernatural things happening through there, people going missing and stuff like that, I think it's really neat and interesting, and I do like it. But I think one of the more natural occurrences probably happened. I think the disappearances are most likely caused by storms. Kind of like the idea of the methane hydrates, but we can't really tell for sure if that happened. It just kind of randomly happens, so we wouldn't know for sure if it happened or not.
So, yeah, I think we both agree that yes, it is a strange area, but I don't think it's anything unnatural or not human. It's, well, I shouldn't say it's not human because storms aren't human, but not natural.
That's right. They're not human. They're alien. They're Atlantean storms.
But I think that's all we've got for this week on the Bermuda Triangle. Next week, we are heading over to Egypt and taking a look at some Curse of the Pharaohs. So join us for that next week. Any last words, Ethan?
Just thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, drop us a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're on Spotify, drop us a follow and a comment. And we'll see you next week.
You might wake up beside Spearfinger with an extended visit from Jack the Ripper. But if you're lucky, it'll be an angel on that range hill of Louisiana. You might meet Mary Laveau or the Road. At Folklore Unlocked, Austin and Ethan concoct their theory of the eerie and unexplained around the world, sometimes even the underworld. The lore is locked behind secrets, but folklore is meant to be unlocked. The Sokaloo is haunting NC as well as Tennessee. There are many giants that might be clients of the Dark Watchers, who might have psychokinesis. And the phantom time hypothesis is like a phoenix, coming back around again and again. The laser strain on your brain if you've got more than 2 brain cells in you. Some believe McCartney's dead because they read into the Mandela effect, which is subject